Hi, I'm Janelle Carpenter. I'm the owner of CNC Landscapes, and these are my two daughters.
My name is Dazjah. My name is Donyea.
So what? So for your, sorry, something happened there. So tell us a little bit about your company and what you all do.
So primarily we are doing landscape maintenance for government, federal, and state projects here in North Carolina.
Okay.
We've been doing that for the past 7.5 years. So going on 8 years next year.
Okay. So you do mainly commercial.
Commercial, correct.
Okay. And have the girls always worked with you?
Not always, no.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about how you became interested in lawn care and what drew you to it.
So I was working a job for about 13 years. So John Deere construction machinery in
Okay.
Kernersville. I did that for about 13 years building excavators.
Hmm.
And so they would get slow periodically. And I just started taking classes just to make extra money. But um, growing up, when I used to get in trouble, I would have to clean out plant beds for punishment. So I think
Punishment.
that kind of ties into.
So did that punishment kind of backfire on your parents because it sounds like you enjoyed it?
Right. And once I started to enjoy it, it wasn't punishment anymore. So
Right. Right.
right.
Right.
So just cleaning up the garden or the vegetable garden, that was punishment. Cleaning out weeds, that was supposed to be punishment, but
Okay. And what made you decide to turn it into a business?
I just enjoy doing it. I couldn't see myself doing anything else, I don't think. So
Okay. So you've always just been into lawn care. There was no other profession that you were in
well,
before that.
I was already in the construction line of work,
Okay.
right? So it was primarily from my early 20s, 21, in the construction line of work, building construction machinery. So
Okay.
heavy equipment machinery, running excavators, cranes, forklifts, those type things.
Okay. And you have certifications for all of that?
Right, right.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Any other specific certifications that you have related to the business?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Oh, any other specific certifications that you have related to the lawn care service or the business?
I have a pesticide license. I have a nursery license.
Oh, so you can spray like fertilizer and
Right,
pesticides and all. Okay, cool.
right. So of course I've also went to school to study for the landscape contractors exam. I passed maybe two sections. I have to retake another section. So the plant ID section, I have to go retake that part of the exam because there's so many plants on that exam. I
Hmm.
mean, you have to know a lot of that plant material. And so when I went in, I don't think I was all the way focused. I think when I go back this time, my head will be more in the game.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
So you and I don't. It's forgive me if I've already asked you this, but you do more commercial. Do you do any residential?
When I first started out, we were doing some residential for probably like a year and a half, and then starting to take on those commercial clients. I just didn't have the time to schedule those residentials with the commercial. It started being more giving more of the time to the commercial side of things, and so I just kind of phased it out. I'm thinking maybe next year we
Hmm.
may can implement another truck and do residential
Okay.
or add those services. but for right now, I'm not sure right at the moment.
Do you find that, I mean, from my perspective, it seems like commercial would be a little bit less stressful. Is that a good assessment, or do you find opposite?
I'm gonna say doing the residential is probably more fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you probably can get more video footage, enjoy more of your work doing the residential versus on the commercial side. I would say it has its challenges.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So I get both, all aspects would have different challenges.
Right, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me a little bit. I mean, and the girls can chime in whenever they want. But how is it working together as a family?
Anybody want to answer?
It's fun. Most of the time, it's fun.
Most of the time. So tell me, I go drum. Tell me about the time that it's not fun.
Probably when I'm not being as kind as I should be.
Yes. I don't know. We have to. Well, I know I have to remind myself that my mom and the woman that owns a business are two different people. So when I'm with her, I'm like, oh, this is what her employees get to see, So, and then sometimes I'm just like, oh, that's my mom, or mom, come on, like not too much on me. So
yeah. So how long have you all been working with her?
I've been working with her like 3 years.
Yep.
3 years. Yeah.
Okay.
2 years.
Yeah, and maybe 2 for her.
Yeah.
And so you've been working for a couple of years now. How do you feel about lawn care?
Well, initially I didn't think I would be doing anything like that because I'm not the type to be outside. But I like it. I find like a lot of peace in it, and when I'm out, a lot of the time, like with my friends, I'll end up saying, "Oh, look at those weeds," or they didn't do a good job, and my friends looking at me like, "What are you talking about?" But
yeah, I get that. My family's like, I'm always looking at the grass and stuff or whatever, and like there are places that I go like straight to the grocery store, but I will turn the GPS on so that I can hear them tell me when to turn because I'm so busy looking at like grass, looking at everybody's grass.
Right.
So yeah.
So I've done like some litter and debris removal too. We picked up a contract, I think it was maybe in 2018, where it's not typically landscaping, but it was just something to keep busy. And so now on the sides of the road, I noticed litter and debris like massively everywhere. So
it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Right.
Makes you want to stop and pick it up. Almost.
Right.
Yeah. So I did talk to your mom a little bit or whatever. So I'm curious, which one is trying to perfect the string trimmer? Both of them probably, but who has a little thing going on with the string trimmer?
Me.
And how is that coming along?
It's good. I like it.
Yeah. It's I'm still honestly, so there's the Toro string trimmer attachment seems to be so much more powerful than the standalone one. So I'm still kind of struggling trying to learn that a little bit. So I know the feeling about those string trimmers.
So I was a little bit skeptical about letting her use the FS91 still because it's a little bit heavier than like the 70. And so she's like, Mom, I got it. Trust me. I'm like, your arms are really going to be sore. She's like, I got it. I was like, okay, have at it. So, but months of using it, she's became a professional. So I think she thinks she's better than I am trimming. So we kind of have like a competition on who can edge the best.
Competition is good. Makes you better, for sure.
But and she's really good.
Those Darwin grips, do you use that?
No. No.
Yeah, I have one and I can't quite get it, but they're supposed to help a lot for your back and stuff.
Okay.
So I don't buy mine because I don't use it. All right. So in the business, let's talk a little bit about hold on. Let me see. We have a question from India. What's your favorite part of maintenance? Is it mowing, edging, trimmer, or the final result? Any do that.
Wow. I'm gonna say, me personally is the question for me,
She
India.
said, what's yours?
Oh, y'all's. So
Yeah.
my main one would be probably the final result, seeing what it looks like after we're done. But trimming probably is I think it puts the
The accent on the whole
right.
fabric. Yep.
What
I
about you?
agree. I agree. Another question here from Joy. She's sprucing up Georgia. Any tips on obtaining state and government commercial contracts?
I guess you would probably tap into whatever state. Where are you located? In Georgia?
Yeah.
Probably go to maybe we can get together on that privately and I can maybe direct you in the right path on that.
Yeah, and I had popped everyone. This is their Instagram page, so please go out and give them a follow. And yeah, so let's see.
Because it's a long list of things, a lot of information, a lot of paperwork. So we can get together and talk about that, and I can probably get you in the right direction.
And that's that's again, I want to stress that's kind of why we're here, to kind of help each other with that information and things like that. There's so many females in the industry, and it's always nice to be able to tap into someone that may have
Right.
information for you. So all right, so we have another question. Can you guys see that? Do you do one-time cuts, or do you require your clientele to be on a schedule?
So these contracts, they're monthly, on a monthly, depending on who we're working with. So if you're working with a general contractor, then maybe, they have a smaller project, then it would be for just that short time frame of however long that job may last. But you're on some SB contracts or DB contracts, then they're annual. So it's monthly, and then you get renewals, of course. So they can go on from annual to up to 5 years.
And you normally renew yearly? Is that how the contracts work?
Right. So it's all about building relationships on both parties. So you can go out and do work for a place. It's a mutual agreement. You may not want to work with the place you work with 1 year and then find something else that you want to work with that particular company for the next 5 years. Or so it's just a lot of things can play in the factor where you stay for a year, budgets, a whole lot of things. So
Okay. Since we're still on, we're talking a little bit about equipment. I want to go ahead and pop India's question in there. Oh, sorry. Let me just.
yeah.
You are absolutely right about this. If you don't trim, things don't quite look finished. So I agree with that 100%.
Right. That's a fact.
All right.
Going to get a haircut without a lineup.
Right. Yeah, that's not even right. I mean, that's my situation now because I cut my own hair and I can't quite line it yet, but that's a whole nother story. You can't see
it. Right.
So what kind of equipment are you running for your business?
When I first started out, I was running the Skag, the Tiger Cat, and the Cheetah Cat, and went from that to Toro, ran some John Deere equipment, Gravely, back to Skag. I had a Kubota, bought a Kubota in 2020. Still prefer Skag over. I just like the way it runs. I think you can take it in the woods and back, and come out strong. So
I'm gonna pause to ask you a question that's related. What about the expo? Like, I know you said you haven't been. Do you have plans to maybe go? I think you guys would have a ball at the expo.
Right. So the reason why we didn't attend, or I wasn't able to attend this year, because me and my daughter Dazjah, we attended a minority event at the governor's mansion.
Oh.
So during that week, the expo was going on. We had a event in Raleigh. And it was like a private event for minority women-owned businesses. So it's a big event, good to network. So I try to attend all the mid-week events, which is Minority Enterprise Development Week. And so I just try to make sure that I attend all of those in our local state, whether it be Greensboro midweek or Winston-Salem midweek. And the biggest midweek in North Carolina is in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
And girls, do you enjoy attending those as well?
Yeah. Actually, this year was my first time going, so it was actually I had fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the cool thing, there's a lot of cool things about the expo, but actually being able to test out the equipment and stuff is really nice. Just gonna answer Grace really quick. Grace, they are in Georgia. CNC Landscapes. Do you all have a website?
I don't, just on Instagram and Facebook. I used to have a website.
Gotcha. Okay, and so I know you said you attend the different shows and things like that. Is there any continuing education that you all are doing?
I do go to, so I'll probably attend the Growing Green in January here for continuing education classes. NC Turf Day at NC State, I attend those. In my local extension office, I attend continuing education classes there as well.
Nice.
I used to be a master gardener there.
Oh yeah. You said you used to be.
Right.
Expire?
Well, I don't have time really to volunteer as much as I used to. So if you don't put in a certain amount of volunteer hours per year, so.
Okay.
Right.
All right. This is Greg on the screen right now. I know he's in North Carolina as well. Really, really devoted follower, and I appreciate you, Greg. Dan wants to. Can you guys just give them your names again?
I'm Janelle. Dan.
My name's Dazjah.
And my name is Donyea.
There you go, Danny. Yep, Big Sun. Shout out to North Carolina.
Thank you.
There's. I've met a lot of people. Are you familiar with Pete Denny out there in North Carolina? I know India is. GCI Turf. I think this is what I think. I think you all and India should go and hang out with Pete. He would love it.
Okay.
He would absolutely love it. And Pete, if you're watching this, yes, I'm inviting them to your place. I think India said she's met him before, but not there. So, all right. So let's see.
India, what's your question? North Carolina is. Oh, okay. She's saying North Carolina is where it's at.
It seems like so. India, I already told them that when I come to see you and work with you, I have to go and work with them as well. So I'm gonna make a whole weekend of it. Maybe even a week.
Yeah, come during the weekday so you can come out with me too.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so we're gonna get a little bit, kind of switch a little bit, get a little bit more serious. So I would like to know what are the challenges that you experience, because you're female out in the industry.
I mean, I have different challenges. I have it can be different at times. What challenges? Wow.
I mean, if you don't have any, you don't have any. But
I mean, I have some, but I mean, probably no different than anybody else.
Okay. And so, do you have like excuse me, a huge like success story that you could share with us?
A huge success story.
Like what has been kind of like one of your biggest rewards since you've been doing this?
Just the different projects that I've been awarded. In the time frame that I've been doing it. So those have been like, wow, So we were doing plant beds in Forsyth County on the shoulders and on the expressway. And I thought that was really neat. So we did maintenance for all of the on 85, 50, 52, 421, I-40. And of course how many people travel past you on the expressway in a day? Right. So we had maybe 36 beds to complete in 30 days. And then we would spray them. We had a spray tank. And we were running 2 trucks. But that was probably like just the maintenance, all that plant material. That was like, I loved it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's, so when I talk to you all, that's what I really like. I like to see the passion that people have for it, because it is such a great field. But I know that there are like huge challenges, weather, customers. It's so many other challenges. But when you can ultimately come out and say, I love this, that's just awesome, because a lot of people just can't say that.
Right.
So India wants to know, do you have any specific plans for 2023?
India, I guess you'll just have to wait and see.
Woo! You gotta go ahead and follow everybody. Let me put this back up there again. Follow them, because we want to see. I know I want to see what's going to be happening. Let's see. We got any more questions? We had something else pop up here.
Do you service cool season and warm season lawns? And what is the dormant grass type in Georgia?
Dominant grass type.
Oh, okay. The dominant type in Georgia.
That's an interesting question. I want to know.
In Georgia, I'm not sure. I'm sure maybe a cool or warm season. I guess it would depend on the temperatures there. But mainly I service cool season grasses. So seed that I primarily use, if I'm seeding on the commercial sites, it's 3-way or fescue is what I'm using. But primarily cool season based on trees. I might need a shady blend or shady mix of seed. So it just all depends on your location.
Okay.
What's located on the property? Is it a lot of trees? Is it a lot of shade? And then I guess the temperatures too as well, and the soil. So
that's part of your services. You actually do seeding as well.
Right.
Okay. Nice. And when you seed the areas, are you also responsible for the fertilizing and everything?
Right. Fertilize, lime, mulch, pine needles,
Mm-hmm.
pruning.
Okay.
Right.
And that you mentioned, you said, so do you all like maintain your own lawn at your house?
Right, we do.
Okay, nice. So what do you have there? Fescue?
Yep, 3-way. Here too. It's coming in really thick because I like overseeded. Put a massive amount of products out. So
Mm-hmm. All
so
right.
came in pretty thick. So come spring, I guess I got something to look forward to.
Yeah, yeah. I think I might have a renovation in my future, but I hate to even think about that. So Big Son, he says he's familiar with 52. What is that? I don't understand. Do you
It's
guys?
a highway.
Oh,
So
52
if you are in North Carolina, I'm gonna say in North Carolina, I'm not sure about other states, but North Carolina, I think traveling through a lot of North Carolina, especially in Forsyth County, they have a lot of plant beds everywhere. In the medians, in the middle of the highway, on the shoulders of the highway. So you can see a lot of plant material while you travel the highway. So he's familiar with 52. So
Not on 95. You don't see anything.
oh, okay.
Hate
So
95.
85 was probably like one of the longest, like where Bill's truck stop headed towards Charlotte. It had a lot of ornamental grasses, so it's probably 10 miles, and you have muley grass the entire way. So, right.
Okay. So Kim wants to know: do you prefer to seed or lay sod?
Seed.
Seed. Why? What? Explain that a little bit.
I guess just starting from nothing and to watch that seed germinate versus laying down sod and wanting it to, getting it to take or root to, and it may not root well or may not establish well. So I just prefer to see. I like to see it germinate fresh from nothing.
Like, you like that challenge,
right? I like more of a challenge.
I hear you. I hear you. So hey, BYD's in the house. How you doing, man? He wants to know: does the snow kill the newly seeded grass?
I mean, it'll be dormant. Here, I wouldn't say kill it, not kill, but things go dormant. Like everything else throughout the seasons, things just go dormant. Like the leaves fall off the trees in the winter months.
So what would you say is your slowest month?
Probably December and January, maybe.
Because of the holidays, or
probably because of the holiday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it year round? You're doing something?
Right. So right now it's just being leaves and pruning and weeds. But typically February, March will be pruning and mulch will be down. So it's really not a down period. It's not as hustle and bustle as spring and summer, but it's still things to do.
Okay.
Right.
And do you all do a lot of pine needles? This was a thing last season. I had never heard of this thing, landscaping with pine needles. And I know India does it and Joy does it as well. And so it was fascinating to me. I was like, oh, what is this thing? So do you all do a lot of that as well?
No, pine needles. I got one location where we put down pine needles. Everywhere else is mulch. Okay. And if I bid on something where it's a large amount of mulch, I don't install it. I call another company and they have a mulch blower truck and they put it out. If I bid on a job where it's a lot of pine needles, then it's another company they bring the pine needles out for a certain rate, and their company puts them out. So, and I don't touch them. So I just try not to get caught up in trying to do things, a whole lot of things. If it's something small, and yeah, but if not, if it's 200 yards, that's 2 tractor trailer loads of mulch. And yeah, we'll put it out. It may take a few days, but if it's even larger amounts of mulch, then they can just shoot it out with their trucks. Don't fool with it.
So you're saying that about mulch, which makes me think about Miss Lena over at Lena's Lovely Lawns. She's constantly messing around with those rocks. Do you do the rocks in the landscaping? Because I can't do rocks.
I have installed some, and then it's like you got a person call you. That was back when we was doing residentials, and someone called back a year later and they wanted them out. They wanted a lot delivered and they wanted it out. So it's the removal part for me. Like, removing all of those rocks. So I don't like them. It's hard to me, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, just to control the weeds in them. So
yeah. Let's see. Joy has a question for you here. Do you all do all the work yourselves, or do you have subcontractors assist as needed with larger projects?
It's not just me and my daughters. I have employees. So before COVID, I was running 2 trucks, and I had 8 total guys. So 4 guys per truck. And then, like, again, if it's mulch, like large amounts, like on those plant beds, I can't put mulch out on the highway, right? So of course I'm gonna call another company out to install that, because he has mulch blower trucks to shoot it out in 20 minutes, in each location. He can be done in a day. So yeah, it just depends on what we're doing. Yeah, I do use a subcontractor to cut out some basins that we have in one location. Mm-hmm. I did hire another landscape company. Well, he doesn't primarily do landscaping. They only cut out basins. That's it. Throughout the entire state. That's all they do. So if I do have something that's in my contract and it's gonna take us forever to get it done, why not call the guy that does it?
Right. I mean, yeah.
Right. I'm not going to go buy equipment to do it when it's another company set up. You know what I'm saying? It just shares the income, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So here, request from Dan. Working with the squad you have now, how long does a home usually take you? But you don't do residential right now, right?
No.
Okay. It's just businesses. Yeah.
But to answer that question, not a home, but so maybe to maintenance 5 acres, I would say. I'm going to use 5. To maintenance 5 acres. And if you got 4 people out and you're running the right equipment, I'm going to say it's going to take us 4 hours. 4 to 5 hours to get everything done. That's checking for weeds, that's spraying, that's edging, that's mowing.
So how long do you, so if that's one job, how many jobs per day do you typically do?
Just one.
Just one.
Right.
Okay.
So, and schedule it out like that. So if, just in case somebody calls in, if you got 2 guys down, I may need to be out there 7 hours. So I don't want to schedule something else. And I spent 7 hours and then I can't make it anyway. So I just try to Monday, we're going to be here Tuesday. And if the weather's bad, then we just have to kind of push and move days around that way.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yep. Get the job done completely.
Right.
India has a question for the girls. Your friends ever think y'all are the cool trio running a family business like this? He's like, yeah.
Your friends think you're cool.
Yeah.
So you girls know how to like run the zero turns and all of that stuff, right?
Yes.
But you're gonna have to teach me when I come because I've never done it. And I'm gonna need you to go easy on me.
I think the first time she ran it, she thought she was gonna crash into the house.
I did almost. I mean, I remember how she told me to turn it off before I almost crashed.
But you know how to turn it off.
But I'm better.
Oh, that's funny. All right. So so besides the business, what do you all do like in your downtime? Like what do you like to do when, days off and things like that?
You go first.
She said, what do you like?
Come on now.
She runs track, so
what's that?
She don't want to talk right now. But she runs track. That's what she's been doing in her off time, just training and conditioning for that, because she runs track at school.
Very cool.
Oh, on my off time, well, I also do hair, so that's typically what I'm doing on my off time, or running. But yeah, that's about it.
Ooh, you like to run? Just run for fun?
Yeah, I do.
You give me a basketball or tennis, right? I'll run. But it just to run?
Yes.
Right. I don't like to just run for fun.
No, thank you. Dan, I'm not gonna, I'll leave the beer for after the zero turn. Thank you very much. But I will have a beer. Okay, so Joy, we need to know, Janelle, what do you do in your free time?
What do I do in my free time? I like to be outdoors still, strangely. So I'm out in the woods. I like to hang out with friends. We go hike. Anywhere's a lake. That's where I want to be at.
Nice. Water is nice.
Right. I just like to be outside in fresh air. So I just like to be outdoors. That's what I like to do in my spare time. I don't care if it's listening to the birds.
Yeah.
A cup of coffee, long as I'm outside.
I hear you.
I got plants, indoor plants, so I talk to them, repropagate them in my spare time, and play them music, drink a glass of wine or two.
Or two. Yeah.
Or three.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. I really like to be outside, even if it's just I'm sitting in the garage or whatever. Family's inside doing whatever inside, but I just like that fresh air. So.
Right.
Joy wants to know, do the girls plan to take over the business one day?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. You like it that much that you're really gonna you're gonna go for it.
She had an evil laugh to it. She said,
well, that's pretty awesome that that you have the plans to do that. I look forward to seeing you all grow and seeing more on social media. I know Janelle, a lot of times you said you just don't have time to pull the camera out. But the work and the stuff that I have seen on social media is really good. So
it's some days where I wish I would have got footage of some things, but the day just might have didn't go. You get out to a job site and then you unload the trailer and you got flat tires or something going on with some equipment, or plus someone called in on you. You may not be having the best of day. So then, no, I'm not wanting to record anything at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, but, and maybe just once the job is done, because I tell you what, Everyone loves a good before and after. Take a snap before, take a snap after, post that John, and I'm gonna be like, oh.
I'm gonna do better. I promise.
Oh, I can't wait to see it one way or the other. Grace wants to know if you grow a garden.
I do. So this year I had some tomatoes, squash, what else? And I have collard greens, onions. Next year I'll probably have strawberries. Oh yeah, and then I did start some strawberries as well. So, and they all did very good. So I'm looking forward to doing more this upcoming.
Now, do you grow spinach at all?
No, I haven't tried it, so I'll probably try it.
So the reason I asked, well, I tried to grow it. I don't really know what it's doing out there right now, but it's not doing what I needed to do. But there is something that I was growing called chijimasai. It's an Asian green, and oh my God. First of all, it's beautiful when you grow it, and it tastes. You can put it on a salad or you can saute it, and it's so good. So good. I'm gonna shoot you that name because that's something you might want to throw in the garden.
Yes, send it to me.
Really good.
Please.
All right, so I want to respect your time. For the audience, you know, I told my guests that our show will be 30 to 45 minutes. Obviously, if there are more questions, we can answer them if they have the time, but I do want to be respectful of your time. And just kind of give you a second to, if there's something else you want to say, maybe advice or anything for new businesses, you know, or anything that you want to say to the audience.
To everyone out there in the landscape industry, keep killing it. And you ladies out there that's in the landscape industry, keep killing it. Keep doing your thing. And if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me at CNC Landscapes, and I'll give you a follow back.
Yep.
And if y'all have any questions for me, y'all can shoot them to me.
Yeah, it's
DM. I wouldn't mind.
Yep, DM. It's been a pleasure, like, talking to you, and we will absolutely 100% keep in touch. I appreciate you taking the time to come on to the show.
Thank you for having
us this year. I know I had to kind of nudge you a little bit, but I'm glad it worked. I'm very glad it worked. And it's very nice meeting you young ladies as well.
It's nice
and,
as well.
Yeah, so I want to, you know, just kind of wave to me in the pictures or something or in the video, because I watch everything you all post, everything. So anyway. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead. Thank you, everybody who's in the chat who came out to meet this amazing group of women out there killing it in North Carolina. And I'll catch you guys in the next show, which is going to be in a couple weeks, I believe, or maybe not. I don't know, but I'll post about it. We have some really great people coming on. They kicked it off well tonight, and we'll see you in the next one.
We look forward to it. We'll tune into the next shows. We look forward to seeing everyone else. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.